What's going on, everybody? Man, Air Close to Sports Arena here, yet again on a late night here, but with good reason. As most of you know and have already seen, Antonio Brown has in fact signed a one-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, those who know me know how I feel about this, but my brother Alex Fleming wants to have this conversation. So, sometimes you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let me go ahead and bring the brother in here. Mr. Fleming, there you are, sir. Good evening. What's up? How are you? Must be a lag time here. I don't know. Alex, you there? All right. We're going to try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just a moment.
Wait till you guys eat this.
Wow! It looks so
Give me
deep.
some of that. That's what I'm talking
All right. Take two. Alex, my brother, you there? What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm sure you heard the good news today.
No, that's not good news, but it must be good news in your world. So I'll let you speak on it. Go ahead. Feel free.
The Tampa Bay Bucks didn't have problems scoring points unless they met an elite defense, aka the Chicago Bears. And I don't count the Saints because that was game one. They had to find synchronicity, uh, chemistry, and energy, as you will. Mike Evans is without a number one. Chris Godwin is a 1B. I think he has emerged as a number one as well. Well, what do you do to make it an unstoppable and unguardable offense? You add another number one. Now, say what you will about Antonio Brown off.
Oh, and I got a lot to say about Antonio Brown off and on the field, but go ahead.
Off the field, I understand the worries, I understand the concerns, and I understand that he might be considered a head case in drama for that locker room. On the field, you would be a damn fool to deny this man's skill and talent, and without a doubt, a number one. If he's not number one because you got Michael Thomas, or if he's not number one because you got Julio Jones or DeAndre Hopkins, well, guess what? Antonio Brown and all of his productions in Pittsburgh is without a doubt a number one wide receiver. I can't name you a team that has three corners that can stop the offensive prowess of the Tampa Bay Bucks. And you should have heard the NFC South invasion fans and fam go crazy whenever they heard about the signing of Antonio Brown to the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm excited.
Are you done? I just want to make sure you good before I get started.
Excellent
Okay.
pickup. I'm done.
All right. Okay, good. So let me just say this. I have been, no, actually, you know what? Let's go back, if we will. So Super Bowl Sunday came around. Everybody's excited. Wake up, Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody's happy. I turn on ESPN, ESPN2. I turn on NFL Network. And what do I see? I see Josina Anderson interviewing Antonio Brown about his departure from Pittsburgh. Now, listen, it was Super Bowl Sunday. I'm a football guy. It's my day to enjoy football from start to finish, much like the regular season. It was the end of a culminating season. So instead of focusing on those past games, what do we focus on? We focused on Antonio Brown. And I even tweeted about it. I said, why is ESPN doing this story now? when it's Super Bowl Sunday. But as I do sometimes, and as I've gotten older, I kind of take a step back and say to myself, well, maybe that was the right time. And I'm glad I thought that way because when you and I met Josina Anderson at the NABJ in Indianapolis, I actually approached her and I said, you know what? I actually want to thank you for presenting his side of the story. But see, here's what happened after the fact. He went to the Raiders and couldn't keep his mouth shut and lost out on making $15 million. Couldn't mind his P's and Q's. So what happens because of that? New England picks him up. All the while, you have the off the field drama going on with him. New England ultimately cuts him and he kind of rides off. And I'm thinking to myself, he's gone. Good. Antonio Brown is not the same guy who was drafted in the 6th round back in 2010. Antonio Brown is not the same guy who came from Central Michigan and had to hustle his ass to get onto the one of the best wide receiving teams in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers breed wide receivers. You want proof? Look at Chase Claypool and what he is doing this season. So that guy back in 2010 is not the same guy here in 2020. And now, because he is, after week 8, he is allowed to be signed or allowed to be picked up. So there was already negotiations of him possibly going to Seattle. And I'm like, why would you do that? You've got DK Metcalf. You've got Tyler Lockett. You don't need Antonio Brown. Now, there are other teams out there who need Antonio Brown. I know plenty of NFL teams right now that would benefit from having him on their team. Tampa Bay is not one of them. This, to me, is the proverbial spike that's going to ruin what Tampa Bay has created. You have a Mike Evans. You have a Chris Godwin. You have a Scotty Miller. What the hell you need Antonio Brown for? You don't need him, but you want to pick him up. So you know what? I wish y'all the best. But a fan as I once was of this team, and as I said since March, everything was coming into fruition for this team. I knew in the back of my mind, I knew something was going to happen. Lo and behold, here it is. So you know what? For Antonio Brown, on the field, I hope he's ready not to be the number one. Because Mike Evans is the number one. And when Antonio Brown ain't getting the passes that he feels he is deserving of, even though he hasn't been a part of this team and hasn't been a part of the organization, okay, let's see what happens then. I'll remove the off the field stuff. I'm not focused on that. He's a cancer in that locker room, and he's going to hurt the Bucs.
If that's how you feel, you have to understand everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves a second chance. Now, keep in mind, the parting ways of Pittsburgh and him, that was mutual. That was both parties. It was time for them to go and separate because he wasn't happy with Big Ben. He felt the threat of Juju, and he was like, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. And what happened? He went to Oakland. That didn't work out. He ended up in New England, and his past and his issues came back to haunt him. He wasn't an issue in the locker room. No.
No, he wasn't.
Couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Right there. It's right there, black and white. You can't shut up, Antonio Brown. You can't shut up. You're playing with the GOAT. You have an opportunity to chase what him and Randy Moss did back in 2007, 2008. You had an opportunity to rewrite history, and you got this all day long. Shut up. That man does not. He's had a second, he's had a third, he's had a fourth chance. I am done with Antonio Brown. That man does not need to be in an NFL locker room. Bring back Randy Moss. Bring back Terrell Rowan. Bring back Chad Ochocinco. Bring Des Bryant, sign him with the Pitts. I take Des Bryant over Antonio Brown right now.
You can't deny that man's talent. You may not like what he's done off the field.
But it's not even off the field, Alex. That's the point. It's not even off the field. Antonio Brown, when he steps on the field, he has to be the number one. It is either Antonio Brown or drama. That's what it is. If you're not targeting him at least 9 to 10 times and him being the star player each and every game and each and every week, there's going to be problems.
You really don't truly believe that 1 year off hasn't humbled him?
No.
You really don't truly believe the fact that he's been arrested, had issues with police, they took away the charity, and he's fallen from grace, that hasn't humbled him?
Nope. Not at all. And I'm calling it right here, right now. Calling it October 23rd at 11:50 p.m. in 2020. Antonio Brown gets signed by the Bucs. Within 5 weeks, we gonna hear about drama with Antonio Brown and the Buccaneers.
Well, you do understand he's not eligible to play until week 9. He's been suspended for 8 weeks, so he's not eligible to play next week. But they got the Giants, so they don't need him anyway.
All right, so 9, 10, 11, then they've got their bye, or 9 and 10, then they've got their bye. So that's 11.
They have their
12.
bye week 12, sir. Week 12 is their bye.
9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 11.
By 12, 13, 14. By week 14, we are going to hear something about Antonio Brown and drama. I'm calling it right now. He does not need to be on this team. That team was fine just where they were at. They had everything working for him. Everybody's clicking on all cylinders. And now you want to add this piece? You want to add him. Let him go somewhere else where he will be serviceable, where he will truly be a number one, where he will be targeted the number of times that is sufficient enough for him so that there won't be any drama. But when you have Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, you got Scotty Miller, you got the plethora of tight ends. Antonio Brown, really? Not doing it. Nope.
Maybe Tampa's just trying to build an all-Madden team. Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Shady McCoy, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Mike Evans. I forgot about OJ, but OJ is and still part of this team. Yeah, Chris Godwin, Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, Tanner Hudson, and now you add you add Antonio, AB. I believe I wrote an article called "Too Many Mouths to Feed."
Way too many. There was nothing that was needed for this. He is better serviced somewhere else, and in my opinion, he shouldn't be in the NFL. But if we're gonna give him a bone, because as you say, he has humbled himself, then he should be somewhere where he's truly going to be a number one. That's why I asked you before we started this conversation tonight, are you sure you wanted to have this conversation with me? Because my thought and opinion with regards to Antonio Brown is I just don't have one.
History is on the line here, sir. There has never, NFL history, never been a team to host and play in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I know.
The closest was the San Francisco 49ers. They played in California, but they didn't play in Candlestick. Tampa has a legitimate chance of rewriting history.
I can't see
anyone being against this.
Tampa had that chance before Antonio Brown. That's my point. Tampa was in the works of making history before Antonio Brown. This is not an insurance policy. He's going to ride the coattails and get himself a ring as long as he keeps his mouth shut. But I'm betting against him and saying he's not going to keep his mouth shut.
Then he'll be cut.
If this ruins Tampa Bay making history, you mark my words. I'm going to tell everybody and their grandmama, I told you so.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. No need to get heated. Remember, yesterday, blood pressure was high. Let's see how this goes.
Alex, you know me. I am a guy who traditionally does give the benefit of the doubt and say time will tell, barring injury, barring an extenuating circumstance. This is my exception to the rule. Your man Eric Wilson, Sports Media, alongside my brother Alex Fleming, having this Antonio Brown conversation. Yes, he signed with the Bucks. Let's see what happens, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great night, everybody.